Ageless in 500 words or less. Let's go. Ageless is a 2D puzzle platformer in the same vein as Celeste. You only have to see a screenshot to see that this game was heavily influenced by the 2018 smash hit. But did the game do enough to separate itself from Celeste, or is it an uninspired clone? Let's find out. So our protagonist is Kiara, a woman who is filled with self-doubt and is looking for a gift that will finally give her purpose in life. It has the same kind of story as Celeste, with mental health issues being at the forefront. However, it lacks the same punch that Celeste had. Now, it still has more story in its left ball than other 2D platformers, but I wasn't that interested in it. The game has a nice minimalist pixel art aesthetic from characters with no facial features and uncluttered backgrounds. The game is visually pleasing and each area looks completely different to the previous. Some music tracks are good, but others, especially Vestiges, I would go as far to say I hate it. Now, the most important part is the gameplay. If anything is off in a 2D precision-based puzzle platformer, then it quickly becomes a frustrating mess. I'm happy to say Ageless overachieves in this department. So the jump feels good and Kiara has a nice level of maneuverability mid-air. The main mechanic is Kiara's bow that can speed up or slow down the flow of time. Every area has its own enemies that you can age or de-age, each of which are used differently in puzzles. So this one, for example, has 4 stages. One is useless, the second is used as a bounce pad, the third is a shield guy that can bamboozle you across the room, and the fourth spawns a moving platform. It leads to some fecking genius puzzles. Now I would argue that some of the puzzles are too complicated for my tiny brain. I was scratching my head at some of these for ages. I'm not usually into puzzle games because I just can't wrap my head around them, so it might be easier for a seasoned veteran. There are plenty of optional rooms that give you runes. This game's collectible, and I basically gave up on these halfway through because there was steam coming out of my head trying to figure it out. The final few levels that mash all the previous areas into one are some of the hardest puzzles I have beaten in a game, so I'll pat myself on the back for finishing the game. Now my main issue with gameplay is probably specific to the Switch version, and that is that Joy-Cons aren't very good for precision aiming, and I died a lot trying to aim. This game is worth any 2D platformer fan's time. It might not be as good as Celeste, but it's still a great game. That's 497 words, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next video.